when you know I don't want to identify.
You want it orally recorded?
Can you quit wasting my time and please just give me a pen? Give me a pen, sir.
You're not getting a pen, so...
Why?
Because I...
Welcome back to the San Joaquin Podcast. Today's video is from the channel Accountability Angel. On February 15th of this year, Accountability Angel decided to conduct a First Amendment audit at the Metamora Police Department, located in Metamora, Illinois. As she's doing so, she's confronted by Officer Peter Merkle. When Accountability Angel tries to request a complaint form, the officer seemingly gets frustrated. He then demands her ID and calls for backup in hopes to intimidate the auditor. So, Accountability Angel asks for another complaint form due to this officer's behavior. But at that point, this officer had gone full tyrant and decided to refuse to give her another form. That's when things get a little intense. But let's go ahead and watch the video.
Outside of the police department / the administration building. It is February 15th, 2022 at approximately 12:35 p.m. Hello, can I come in?
Sure.
Great.
What can I do for you?
I just wanted to check out the building and I need 2 FOIA request forms.
That you'll have to go to the front for.
Okay, and do you
I won't be able to give you a tour of the police department, though.
I was going to give myself a self-guided tour
No, that
of
I
the
can't
public
do.
area. Why? Well, I also needed an officer complaint form and to just find out the process of what needs to be done for that.
Well, as far as...
Well, can I come inside? It's cold.
Sure, come on in. Have you go in this room right over here.
I don't necessarily want to go into an interview room.
Well, this is the room that we talk to everybody in, so...
Oh, you don't have just a form I can fill out and come back when I want to? When I can?
What form do you need?
Like an officer complaint
If
form?
you have a seat, I'll get you the form, and then we can send you on your way.
Okay, I'll just wait out here.
If you want to wait out there, that's fine. You can wait in that lobby right out front there.
Okay. And how do I go about turning... Who do I turn it
It would
into?
be
Just
turned into
anybody?
the chief also then.
So would I get to say you and then you give it to the
You
chief?
can do
Or
that.
do I
You can
come
turn
when
it
he's
in.
off vacation?
You could turn it in. There's 2 gals up front in the front office. You can turn it into them, and they'll...
Mary 3, 10, 25.
Okay.
Mary 3, go ahead.
Mary 3, 10, 25, your PD. Another caller. Provided to witness a female with some sort of video camera. She was filming close to your vehicles outside the department, trying to film.
I wonder who that was.
Department window. White female, black hair, pink jacket, black leggings.
Mary 3, 10, 4. Go ahead and put me out at my PD with the female right now. You have an ID on you?
No. Why would I need an ID?
Because I'm asking you for an ID.
Why?
So I know who I'm talking to.
I'm trying to get an officer complaint form that I don't have to identify for.
Legally, if an officer does ask you for
I have
identification...
to be breaking the law.
No, you do not. If I'm talking to you...
Are you trying to intimidate me?
I am not trying to intimidate you.
You're the one that let me in here.
Yes, and now that the...
Why are you stepping... Now what? Somebody said I was videotaping? Is that illegal?
No, it's not
Is that a
illegal.
misdemeanor or a felony?
Neither.
Well, then you can't request my... I mean, you could ask.
An officer can request...
You can request
identification
for
at
any
time.
reason. But I don't have to give it to you unless I'm breaking the law or you suspect me of breaking the law.
If
But
I-
anyway...
Can I ask your first name then?
No.
Okay, then we are done here. If you don't want
I'm
to...
trying to file a complaint, sir.
If you don't want to let me know who
Why
I'm
are you
talking
yelling
to,
at me? Can you quit stepping up on me or making me intimidated?
Why am I intimidating you?
Because you're stepping up to me and trying to ask for my ID. So, sir,
Woodcock Mary 3. Can we have another officer stop by my PD?
for what? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I can ask for another
Sir.
officer.
Well, that's fine. But do you understand I don't have to identify? That's why you said, well, just give me your first name. Because if I had to identify, then...
Okay,
You'd demand
you
it
asked
all.
me for my name. I told you who you are.
Sir,
I'm
you're a
speaking
police
to.
officer on duty.
Okay.
Why are you treating me this way?
How am I treating you?
Is there a supervisor available?
Not at this point, no.
You don't have a supervisor here? You know that you can't just demand ID from me.
I can ask you for
You can
ID.
ask me,
Yes.
but I don't have to give
How
it
did
to you.
I demand from you?
Because you're trying to say, oh, we got this call, when you know that video recording, whether I'm doing it or not, is not illegal.
That is
And
correct.
being here at a publicly funded building trying to do my business is also not illegal.
Okay, you
Okay.
are in a police department.
Sir,
with
I'm here
certain
for a
areas.
complaint form and FOIA
Did I
forms.
provide that to you?
Listen, but I'm
Did I
trying to.
provide
Yeah,
that
you're
to
too
you?
busy trying to demand my ID when I'm trying to tell you I don't want to
Now
identify.
you are talking over me. I'm asking you a simple question.
Dude, okay, can you
I'm
explain
answering
the
your
complaint
que-
process to me, please?
Okay, you fill out the form, you turn it in, and it will be reviewed by the chief.
Okay. And if I don't want to turn it in to say you, or I don't want you near it now because you're making me uncomfortable, how do I
Then
deal
you
with
can
that?
turn it into the chief.
Is your body camera on?
Yes, it is.
Oh, great.
Oh, everything in this building is videotaped.
I know I saw myself on your thing. But anyway, so I do not have to identify, is that correct, for both of these?
If you would like to make a complaint and get a response.
Officer Merkle is wrong here. Any form turned in for the complaints against an officer can be turned in anonymously. But as for the Freedom of Information Act request, this is a bit different. I know for a fact there has to be at least an email that you must provide in order for them to send you what you are requesting, or to keep you updated on the process. Now you may be wondering, what is the Freedom of Information Act? The Freedom of Information Act is a federal freedom of information law that requires the full or partial disclosure of previously unreleased information and documents controlled by the United States government upon request. The act defines agency records subject to disclosure, outlines mandatory disclosure procedures, and defines 9 exemptions to the statute. The act was intended to make the U.S. government agencies function more transparent so that the American public can more easily identify problems in the government and put pressure on Congress, agency officials, and the President to address them. Federal court has concisely described the vital role of the Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, in democracy. It has often been observed that the central purpose of the FOIA is to open up the workings of the government to public scrutiny.
You would need to identify who's
no.
making the complaint.
Why?
How else are we supposed to respond to your complaint?
Email. That doesn't
Okay.
require me to identify,
If you're not giving us any way to contact you or know who we're speaking with, how are we
But
supposed
is the
to?
email sufficient is what I'm trying to ask, I guess.
It could be. That would be up to the chief.
Okay. So is your other officer coming here for a reason? Am I being detained?
You're not detained at all. You can leave at any time you
Oh,
want.
perfect. Can I actually?
Log all
I
that
did
stuff.
not demand it on you.
You didn't say that that I have to provide it to you.
If an officer asks you for identification,
Yeah, you can
are
ask.
required
No,
to provide
but
identification.
not like this. Not if I haven't committed a crime. Is that am I correct with that? That's what I want to get done to. I want to educate you.
Why are we continuing to go around?
Apparently, we need.
If you're done, ma'am, you need to leave the police
Why?
department. If you're done, you need to leave. We're not
Okay,
gonna
so you're
continue-
telling me. Listen,
We're not going to continue to stand here and argue with you about
Can
something
I have a
that does
pen?
not need to be argued about.
can I have a
okay?
pen? Okay,
So-
so you're telling me that I am required to give you guys ID. Then why are you not forcing me to
Ma'am,
give
I'm
ID?
not saying that.
Well,
What
can you
I'm
tell
telling
him that
you
I'm not-
is
why are you
the
yelling?
situation is done here. Okay, you have your complaint.
But do
form.
you? Okay.
You have your FOIA form, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason to further stand here and continue.
So tell me,
this
so I
debate.
follow the law officer or deputy or sergeant or whatever. I don't know. We got too many entities here, I guess. But anyway, so I am not required to give you ID at this point. Is that correct?
I don't need your ID. I don't
But
want your
if
ID.
you were asking for, if he's still asking for it, I am not required to give it to him, right?
That's up to him.
No, by
I'm
law.
not-
By
listen,
law, you are a law enforcement
I don't want-
officer.
I don't
You
want
are
your
not
ID.
feelings police.
I don't want your ID. I don't care who you are. It is irrelevant to me right now. Okay?
What I'm
This
asking,
is not my call.
I'm not even talking to you anymore. Am I required to give you ID right now, sir?
Do you need any other
Am I
forms?
required to give you ID?
I asked you for identification. You do not want to provide it. Do you need any other
Okay,
forms?
so it was a choice for me, though, right?
Do you need any other forms?
It was a choice for me.
Did I just-
I can't be arrested for not providing it. That's what I'm asking
I'm not
you.
arresting you. I never
But I
said
cannot
that.
be arrested.
Ma'am, at
No.
some point you need
I'm not speaking to you
you
anymore.
need to leave, okay?
Do you have the forms?
I'm trying to
that you
find
need?
out. Can I have a pen so I can fill out my paperwork?
You can take it
We're
home
done
with you to
with
fill
this.
it out.
I need to fill it out now.
Okay? We
You
can't
can take
stay
it home
here.
with you to
I don't
fill
want
it out.
you
We
here.
can't
You
stay
can
here.
leave.
No,
If you
no,
want to
Nobody's
fill it out
begging
now,
you.
You need to step into the interview
You
room.
told me I can't go back there.
The interview room right here that I asked
Oh,
you
the
to
one
go
where
in
you
that
told me
do
I
not
couldn't
want to
turn
go
that
into.
way. I couldn't view in there because you had private information. Do you see
If
how you
want
need to be
fill out your
educated?
Reforms, you need to sit in the interview room. If not, you need to take them home with you to
I
fill
can
them
sit
out.
in this lobby where you try to force me to
I
sit
am the only
before.
officer on, and if I
You're
have
the
other
only
calls,
officer
I
to
cannot
call
leave
for
you
help.
on.
Then you really need to educate yourself.
I
I'm not
have-
trying to be
I
rude.
have
So do
county
you.
officers
If you're a
that
sergeant
back
and
up.
you're not, I get you guys are from different departments, but you sitting there not calling it out is just as bad as him trying to demand ID from people.
Before I got here.
I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to ask you.
What happened before I
So
got
doing what I'm doing now, okay? Am
It's
I required to provide ID? He can ask, but he cannot tell me that I have to provide it, right?
He can request your
But he
ID.
cannot demand I do. Is that
He
correct?
can request your ID.
But he cannot demand
You're
it,
not going
right?
to get me to say anything other than he can
Oh,
request your ID.
so you're not much of a sergeant.
There you go.
You're not a leader. I
Okay.
could tell, Durst.
Okay.
Your poor wife. I hope you go home to your wife, and I hope you really think about what you're doing, because you're doing the community a whole disservice.
You really need to leave.
Why? Because I hurt your feelings?
No. Because we have other things to
Okay,
do.
can I have a pen to fill out my form?
You take it home to fill it out.
You just told me I could go in the interview
Are you
room.
going to sit in the interview room?
Can I have my pen?
Are you going to sit in the interview room?
Can I have my pen?
I asked you if you were going to sit in the interview
Why
room.
would I go in the interview room instead of right here where you told me to be?
Because I have other business to tend to.
So what's the interview room going to do for me?
Is there any
Just give me
other
a pen,
business
sir.
at this point?
Sir, I feel like you're trying to impede the complaint process. And
You can
so are
take
you,
it home
Sergeant.
and fill it out.
You really should go home and reevaluate today, because you know you're wrong and you know that you should call it out. If he was wrong, you better call it out. You're a sergeant. What kind of sergeant are you if you don't?
We're not sitting here to argue.
Give me a pen then.
No.
No?
can
Are you
fill it out.
impeding the complaint process?
I am not giving you a pen because you're sitting here going around in circles.
I want a pen.
You can go home and fill out the report and bring it back.
Would your
when
chief
you're
be
done.
okay with that? What's your chief's name again?
Brad
Bradley?
Redmond.
Would he be okay
Yes,
with you
he will. He
refusing
would
me a
tell you
pen?
the same thing.
Oh, would he?
Yes, he would.
He would say, no, don't come here and speak to people and try to fill it out right now.
We are not arguing here.
Ma'am, he's
So,
offered that to you.
Okay, well, you can leave. You don't even work here.
Are we done?
Can I have my pen so I
Are
can
we
fill out
done?
my complaint
You
form and
can
my
take it
FOIA?
home and fill it out.
Well, I'm here to file a FOIA request form as well.
You have that form right there with you. You need to
Are
fill
you
it out.
are you familiar with the Freedom of Information Act?
Read the form and fill it out. And I told you to submit.
Can I have a pen to fill it out? It's a
You can
publicly
take-
funded pen, sir.
You can take it home.
It's a
and fill it
publicly
out.
funded pen, sir. When
You
you know
want-
I don't
you
want to
want it-
identify.
You want it orally
Can
recorded.
you quit wasting my time and please
You
just
are
give me a
wasting-
pen? Give me a pen, sir.
You're not getting a pen, so.
Why?
Because I already informed you, you need to take that home and fill it out.
309-367-4044. Is that the police department number as well?
No, that is not.
Who is your mayor?
Mayor is John Cummings.
John Cummings. Oh, look, you guys are wasting time. It's probably a real crime. Can I please have a pen so I
No.
can give you my FOIA?
You can take it home and you can fill it out.
Sir, you're wasting my time. I have places
No,
I need to
you are
be.
wasting our time because you're
Well,
sitting
then
here
just walk
talking
away from
around
me.
and-
I would leave.
You can
Quit giving
step
me
out-
attention.
You need to
Give me
step
a pen.
outside of the department
Why?
then.
I'm trying to conduct
Because I asked you
business.
to.
Business.
Well, then go to the business office in the front of the building.
For a
Yes.
FOIA?
Yes,
Do you want me to turn it in there?
you could turn it in up there. You're more
But
than
I
welcome
can do it
to.
here too.
If
I
you
just
have
wanna
it
know what's-
completed,
I don't want to know your feelings. I want to know what the law says I can do.
you can take it home and you can
I
fill
know,
it
isn't
out.
this ridiculous? Durst? Okay, well, unfortunately, your sergeant did not make the family proud. I hope you really think about what you got into police work for, and I hope you learn to correct him. And even if you don't in front of me, which you should have intervened and said, yeah, you don't have to give ID. He can request it, sure. But he can't demand I give it to him.
The thing is, you don't like the answer I gave you.
Your
and you want a
answer is
different
BS.
answer, so you're going to continue until you get the answer that you want. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
So you're refusing to
Okay.
correct him. And then don't
It's
you
not
think
my
it's
office.
intimidating? It doesn't matter. You're a police officer.
Yeah,
If
he
you
was
saw a
violating
Chicago
your
PD
constitutional
guy
rights, I would
beating
step
some
in.
black dude
But
up,
he's not
you have a duty to
violating
intervene with that too, don't
constitutional
you?
rights, is
What? I didn't even hear you.
he? Okay. Well, I'm not repeating myself.
You don't understand
Ma'am, I hope
constitutional
you have a
rights?
fantastic day.
You don't understand constitutional
That's
rights?
not what I said at all.
Well, you said something about it. That's all I caught was that.
Okay. Ma'am, would you please, again, I'm going to ask you nicely,
Sergeant,
please just leave so we can get this done with and we can all go on about what we need to get done.
can I borrow your pen?
Please?
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
I want to fill my FOIA
No.
out.
You can go out to your car, or you can
I
go to
don't
your
have a
residence,
car.
and you can fill one out.
Did
and
not
you can bring it
drive
back
here.
to the chief. Nothing is going to
The
be done
chief's
with it
on
until the chief gets
vacation.
back here anyway.
The chief
okay?
would be disgusted with you, I hope, and if he's not, then he's part of the problem.
Okay.
All right, can I have a pen so I can conduct my business in this
You can
publicly
go home
funded
and get a
building?
pen and
I've
fill
been
it
here for
out.
32 minutes.
Okay, we're done. You need
Yeah.
to leave.
Okay, go.
You
Quit
need to
stepping
leave.
up to me.
You need to leave.
Get him away from me now, Sergeant.
Is this door shut?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Just go out. She can
There you go.
hang out in the
I
vestibule.
told you guys to do that, Sergeant. Good thinking.
Okay.
Way to be a leader. Here, I'll even move for you. Sir, are you aware that that police car has been running for a long time? Bye-bye. See? Should have done that a while ago.
Okay.
You know what, though? You have a duty to correct him. And I wasn't trying to say anything bad about your wife. I'm saying to make her proud. And you know why you got into police work, and I hope it's for the right reasons, and I hope you think about it, that I do not have to give ID.
Ma'am, I hope you have a fantastic day.
Hey, I hope you do too, and I hope you really honor your oath, because you didn't today. So they refused to give me a pen.
Big time walk of shame. Their egos could not take it anymore, and they decided to finally leave the situation. Now, this entire situation could have been quicker and easier if Officer Merkle would have just complied and not make things difficult. Supervisor Durst should have educated the officer, but we all know police don't like to hold their own accountable. That's why it is important to get out there and record these tyrants. Big shout out to Accountability Angel for her awesome work, and for not backing down when these two try to intimidate her. Make sure you all head on over to her channel, subscribe, and I'll see you all over in the comments. Thank you all for watching.